Hey, what's up everybody? Ridiculously Trages here, coming to you with another attempt to find meaning in my life. Today we're going to be talking about the impressions I've gotten from Destiny 2 so far. Not necessarily a first impressions video, not necessarily a review, kind of like a midway point, because it's going to be a while before I can actually realistically do the raid. Destiny 2 is... what is Destiny 2 really? A poor decision? Bad choices? Complete and total ignorance of what made the first game good? Yeah, I would say that's a good summation of Destiny 2. It's the same gameplay, it's the same combat, but the game feels fairly empty in terms of reward. Perks don't feel powerful, weapons and armors feel less unique, and class build diversity is pretty much dead. Any sense of progression or feeling of being powerful is almost completely gone. And I'll tell you what Destiny 2 feels like as a whole. It feels like an arcade game. It feels like I put $60 into an arcade machine, then played a first-person shooter. I'm not taking anything away from this experience. I haven't made any new memories of this game. Nothing's sticking out in my mind when I try to think, what's a really cool moment I had in Destiny 2? I don't feel anything there. And a large part of that has to do with the fact that gear just doesn't feel unique anymore. If I get a Uriel's gift, I know exactly what perks it has, minus what damage type it is. That's it. When I get this piece of armor, I know exactly what perks it's going to have. I don't feel like I have any choice on how my character plays anymore. That's why it feels like an arcade game, because it feels like I've picked a character and I have to play it that way, otherwise it just doesn't work. I don't have any more options for things that are viable. It's not fun. I don't feel like I have any say in what my character does or what it feels like. Here's your PvP subclass and here's your PvE subclass. You can pick one. It's not fun. Destiny 1, I could pick whatever skills I wanted from each column. In Destiny 1, I got to decide how my character played. In Destiny 1, I could search for armors that complemented how I wanted to play. I could reduce the cooldown of my super or my grenades or my melee in whatever quantity and priority I wanted to. I could say, I sure would like to run around with 2 shotguns, and I could do that because there was options in place. But now, we've only got 2 distinctions of weapons. I've got 2 machine guns, I've got 2 pistols, I've got 2 submachine guns, and then I've got some cool weapon that I can only use every once in a while. It's really boring. I liked in Destiny 1 when I could have my scout rifle in my first slot, a sniper rifle in my second, and a rocket launcher in my third. That felt good. I could be a long-range monster, or I could equip 2 shotguns and a heavy machine gun and just get up in people's face. I never felt pigeonholed in Destiny 1. I never felt like this one way is the way you have to play. You're playing Sunsinger, so you have to play one of these ways. Can't pick parts of both that you like. You have to do what we say in Destiny 2. But in Destiny 1, I could do whatever I wanted. You know, regardless of effectiveness, regardless of how good it actually was to kill things, I was having fun. To go back to the reward thing, I feel like, in many ways, playing a video game should be its own reward. You should have fun while you're playing a video game. Most people are not playing video games because there's some monetary payout at the end of becoming a really good player. Destiny 1, at its core, had 2 defining types of reward. The difficulty of completing a hard activity, and the actual virtual reward which made your character stronger after beating that activity. For instance, I've played Vault of Glass quite a few times without getting rewards for it, just because I think Vault of Glass is incredibly fun. It's well made, it's enjoyable to play, the mechanics are solid, everything about it is fun. But when I did get rewarded for playing Vault of Glass, it felt really good. When I saw my Vision of Confluence drop, I fucking lost my mind. When I saw my Vex Mytho class drop, I started freaking the fuck out.
I'm hoping I get it. Vex! Vex Mytho class! I got Vex! Yes! 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 Oh my god! I got Vex!
And it was awesome. I got something rare that was powerful and made my character stronger, and that's half the game. Destiny is in part of RPG. The enemies you were scared of at the beginning of the game, you should be able to come back and wipe the floor with them when you finally get to your strongest point. And I don't ever feel like that in Destiny 2. I don't feel like I'm progressing towards anything. I feel like I'm just raising a number. None of my weapons do anything cool or unique. None of my armors do anything cool or unique. My cooldowns aren't faster because I'm stronger. My cooldowns aren't faster because I equip certain pieces of armor. And it's horrible. Destiny 1 was my hobby. I spent way more hours than I'm comfortable admitting playing it. But when I come to Destiny 2, I don't ever feel like that. I feel like I'm playing a chore, almost. You know, you don't like the game? Haha, you don't like the game, you say? Well then don't play the game, obviously. No, that's not fair. Bungie created something amazing with Destiny 1, and I'm not saying they did so without hiccups. I don't give a fuck how early into Destiny 1's life cycle Destiny 2 was in development. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't fucking matter. They made Destiny 1 into something they could be proud of. Destiny 1 is a great game after 3 years of trying really hard to make it there. And then Destiny 2 comes out, we're at square one again. And that sucks. That doesn't instill in me any confidence. I shouldn't have to buy the game for $60 and then pay $20 more to actually feel like I'm enjoying it. The only thing that's going to be a Destiny killer is Destiny itself. It's not some other third game. It's not a new game coming out. It wasn't The Division. It's not gonna be fucking Borderlands 3 if that ever comes out. And it's certainly not gonna be Anthem like EA thinks it's going to be, because Anthem at this point, especially in regards to what EA is currently doing with Battlefront 2, is about as threatening as a knife taped to a Roomba with no batteries in it. In Destiny 1, I felt a constant sense of I am getting stronger. I'm getting faster. My characters are getting better. I feel cooler. I look cooler. And I don't ever feel that in Destiny 2. Sure, I've got a matching armor set with cool colors on it, but it doesn't really do anything for me. It might as well just be purely cosmetic, because it sure as fuck doesn't feel like my armor counts for anything. In Destiny 1, when I unequipped like a chest piece after a long time, I had to almost completely relearn how to play the game. Because I was so used to these are the perks I use, these are the special abilities my armor has, this is the kind of cooldown reduction it gives me. I was used to that. It felt good to have that kind of uniqueness ingrained in my character, because my hunter and my friend's hunter played completely differently from one another. My Titan and my other friend's Titan, completely different playstyles. I hopped on his Titan, I'd have a general idea of what it did, but I would not know the ins and outs until I played for a couple of hours with it and looked at all his armors and looked at all his weapons that he used and how exactly he played. I guarantee you right this fucking second, me and my friends could swap warlocks, swap hunters, swap titans, we wouldn't ever tell a fucking difference. And that's not a way to build an RPG. You should feel unique. Even if you're not, you should have that feeling that you are. It's a good feeling to have, and it's incredibly important when we're talking about longevity of a game. I'm bored of Destiny 2. I was so excited. It came out on my birthday. It was supposed to be, God, it was supposed to be so great. It was like playing an arcade game, like I said before. I just felt like I picked a character, and that's how it was, and that's how it has continued to be. I have not really felt any sort of difference in my Titan. I've not felt any sort of difference in my Warlock. It goes beyond the point of being casual friendly. Casual friendly would be, you don't have to play like 4 hours a day to be competitive. Casual friendly would be allowing people to buy the fucking weapons and armor they want from the vendors instead of this stupid loot box bullshit. Casual friendly would be guided games. But what casual friendly is not is letting me get to level cap in one day and then having nothing else for me to do outside the raid. But even when I do the raid, eventually, I know that I'm not going to feel like I'm rewarded for it. Sure, it may be difficult, it may be hard, and it may be fun to say, wow, that was a challenge and I completed it. I'm cool. But my weapons aren't going to feel unique. My armors aren't going to feel unique because they don't have any perks on them. They don't do anything. They don't change how my character plays. They just raise a number and they look different. And that's not what an RPG should be. When I pick up armor, it should do something for me. It should change the way, even in minute and small ways, change the way that my character plays, but it doesn't in Destiny 2. It's cosmetic with a number attached. That's just an arbitrary gate to get into content. And that's not very fun. It really doesn't help that random roles have been taken away. The issue with random roles is not that they were difficult to balance. And if it is difficult to balance, fuck you, get a better balance team. That's all I have to say. You're a game developer. Fucking do your job. Don't make something less fun because you're not good enough to make it work. Destiny 1, yeah, there were some shitty guns, but there were also some really, really good guns, and you wanted to chase those really, really good guns. So yeah, you've got a chance of getting a complete and total piece of shit for a weapon, but you've also got a chance of getting something amazing. Sometimes you're gonna just get in the middle. It's usable, but it's usable. There are some guns in Destiny 2 that just suck, and they will always suck. They will always be terrible. If you get that weapon, it's awful. The problem with the random roll system is not that it's hard to balance. That's not an excuse for anything. That's not an excuse. This is not a competitive game. It's got PvP attached to it, but balance it differently. Duh. Easy. Simple. Duh. This is not a hard problem. Every single MMO on this planet has learned, well, we're gonna balance PvE and PvP at the same time. No, that's fucking stupid. It doesn't work. They've learned to not do that. You're not an exception, Bungie. Let me try to finally get this out. The issue with random rolls on guns is not that they're difficult to balance or anything like that. It's that there are too many shitty perks. Take out the bad ones. Bring the good ones a little bit more in line. It doesn't have to be a wide open thing where any weapon can have any perk. That is a bit of a big expectation, but this weapon archetype picks from this set of perks. Balance all you want there. You can balance that gun by itself. You can balance the perks in that gun's pool. If one's too strong, you can take it out. If one's not strong enough, you can change it. And then I'll feel like I have unique guns. And do the same thing to armor. Give me back the ability to change my cooldowns how I want to change them. Give me stuff like Mortal Medicine. I get a grenade kill and I recover faster. That's awesome. Or I pick up an Orb of Light, my melee recharges. Or I melee and my super recharges a little bit more. Stuff like that is awesome. It's good. It's fun. It makes my character feel unique and strong. Not this shit. You take less damage. You recover health lost after a shorter period of time. I don't feel unique. I feel like every single person who is playing picks these exact same things and we're all pretty much playing the same character at this point. Part of the reason why things don't feel so rewarding is they don't want people to feel left out. They don't want casual players to look at players with raid gear and say, wow, I'll never be able to get that. That's so cool. It really sucks. And then they get discouraged and they stop playing. That's kind of fair. But with guided games, if you're gonna add that anyway, why the fuck? There's no excuse to be left out. Play the raid. Somebody will help you. That's the whole point of the guided game system. Nobody should be left out of any content at this point. That's not an excuse. Let's say Destiny 2 actually did have decent armors that did cool things and decent weapons that did cool things for the raid. Somebody looks at that and says, wow, I really want to play the raid. I'm going to get up to max level and I'm going to try to find a party. I'm going to try really hard and I'll go through guided games and maybe I'll get some of that stuff too. And you will encourage people to take that initiative, that extra step, and come into the world of raiding and in-game content, which is really fun. I've made a lot of friends that way. I've overcome a lot of social anxiety through being a raid leader. It's a really good experience for people to have, especially if you want them to play your fucking video game. Destiny as a shooter is incredibly well made. I really like it from a gameplay perspective. It is interesting, it is fun to play, and there's a lot of cool interactions and activities to do, but none of them really feel like they're rewarding, other than the fact that, yes, I've completed this challenge, but after you've completed it once, what else is there to do? If you don't have anything to show for it. This isn't like Super Mario Odyssey. In Super Mario Odyssey, the power moons could be anything, because they don't give you stats, they don't make Mario stronger or faster, they don't give him more health or more abilities. The moon in Mario Odyssey is a badge of what you have completed. It is something to say, yes, I did it. I did that. I beat that challenge. And that's awesome. My reward in Mario Odyssey doesn't come from collecting the moons. They could be anything, and they could put a flagpole at the end of the little trials, and then I'll climb up it, and I'll say, yes, look, I raised that flag. I did it. It doesn't have to be a moon. It could be anything. Literally, it could be anything. The moons aren't necessary except as a means to move the gameplay forward, but the moons could be anything, because they don't give you anything intrinsically. They are simply a badge of honor to wear that you have done something. You have done something challenging. Destiny 2 is not like that. Destiny 1 is not like that. You complete these challenges, you overcome this adversity to become stronger, to go beyond what you are. So you can get to the next challenge and beat that more confidently because you are stronger than you were before, and you'll get stronger with each and every challenge you overcome. That's where the fun comes from. That you are getting stronger. That's why rewards matter in Destiny, because they do something for you. But Destiny 2, it takes all that away, but it doesn't boost up the other part of the satisfaction you're supposed to have from completing an encounter, for completing a strike, for completing a raid. It doesn't boost any of that up. So you're left with half of what you're supposed to have, if even that. In that regard, Destiny 2 is pretty much Diet Destiny. It feels like a mobile game. It feels like something I would play on my phone. It feels like Fire Emblem Heroes. I play Fire Emblem Heroes because it's convenient. I play it because it's on my phone. Destiny 2 feels like a mobile game on PC. I don't have any motivation to play it. And I would play Destiny 1 if I could. I will not pay PlayStation Plus. And that's a completely different rant for a different video and a different time. But if they just ported Year 3 Destiny 1 to PC and said, fuck Destiny 2, we'll just keep updating Destiny 1, I would buy it again. I would do it because I love Destiny 1, but I don't love Destiny 2. I'm apathetic about its existence. I was excited, and it has completely disappointed me in every regard because I feel no reward when I play the game. And it's really sad to say that because Destiny 1, it hooked me, and I thought, this is gonna be a good franchise. And Destiny 1 showed me that Destiny could be a good thing. And then Destiny 2 completely knocked down every single bit of progress and said, you know, fuck this, we're loot boxes now. Don't buy Destiny 2 right now. Wait till Curse of Osiris comes out, look at reviews, maybe it'll be better then. Maybe you can pick Destiny up for 20 bucks with Curse of Osiris, maybe not. If you already pay for PSN and already have a PlayStation 4, I would highly recommend picking up the Destiny 1 Tekken King collection and playing that. It's got a shit ton of content, all the raids are fun, all the dungeons are fun, and everything's rewarding. Don't play Destiny 2 right now. It's not worth it. I guess it's turned into more of a rant than anything, but, you know, there we go. Peace out.